National Nutrition Natural Health Reviews. 3 minutes of the latest naturopathic info with Canada's leading nutrition experts. Watch, learn, and get healthy naturally.
Hey there, Naturopathic Doctor Jonathan Beatty here, health expert at Nationalnutrition.ca. One of the things that many people experience at least once in their life is food poisoning. It's a very, very uncomfortable experience to go through, but really importantly, it can be dangerous, especially if you get a more severe version of it, or if you tend to be in what we call a susceptible population, somebody that already has one or a number of serious health conditions can be at greater risk of developing food poisoning, as well as suffering severe side effects from food poisoning, including death. And this is why it's such an important topic to discuss, because there's some simple things that you can do if you do contract food poisoning to ensure that you have the healthiest recovery possible. Now, food poisoning is essentially caused by a variety of different bacteria producing toxins. This is why we call it food poisoning. It's not necessarily that the bacteria themselves will infect you, although that is a possibility, but a lot of bacteria, when they get into your food, they're left there for too long. While they're metabolizing and eating your food, they're actually producing a toxin as a byproduct. Much the way that your own metabolism produces toxins, so does a bacteria's metabolism, and that toxin can definitely interfere with how your body functions. One of the most famous versions of that is botulism, which produces something called botulism toxin, which we, of course, lovingly know as Botox. You know, it's used very commonly actually in the cosmetics world for cosmetic surgeries, because what it does is it actually numbs nerves. It causes them not to be able to function. So of course you know, a little Botox in the nerves that control the wrinkles around your eyes will cause those muscles to relax. It'll cause the nerves to relax, and basically you'll get rid of the wrinkles because you'll get rid of all the tension in the muscle that is there. However, if that happens inside of you, it actually can cause your lungs to stop working and you can eventually suffocate to death. You know, so botulism is a very severe condition if you contract it as food poisoning, even though it is used injectably in cosmetic surgery. So that's one of the most severe versions. If you do contract botulism, you will be treated in a hospital. It's such a severe condition. Some people, it is something that's treatable, but you will often need, you know, respirators and things like that to control the functions of your body that you can no longer do. They'll be controlled artificially until the toxin wears off, at which point you can go back to living a normal, healthy life. That being said, if you contract other types of food poisoning, they're much easier to treat. So typically, especially, you'll often be treated with an antibiotic, be that herbal or be that pharmaceutical. The antibiotic's there to try and kill off that bacteria, reduce toxin production, as well as reduce the chance that that bacteria is actually going to colonize you and continue to poison you on an ongoing basis. It's great that that happens. However, if you don't support an antibiotic by using a probiotic, you can actually become more susceptible to getting secondary infections. And so this is why if somebody does take an antibiotic, whether it's natural or whether it's a pharmaceutical, to treat their food poisoning, that you do want to probably supplement with a probiotic to help re-inoculate your gut with the healthy bacteria that are going to prevent further infection. Now, other things that you can use, one of the best is something called activated charcoal. And what it is it's an adsorbent. It basically works like a large sponge, and it just catches the toxin particles. So using one that's got a very high surface area is really important, because it's better capable of actually absorbing the very small toxins that are found in, you know, with food poisoning. And that will help clear them from the system and help prevent those food toxins or those bacterial toxins from actually entering into your bloodstream and causing illness. So activated charcoal can be very effective at managing the symptoms as well as managing the severity of a food poisoning incident. Now additionally, you can also use things to help heal the gut, because of course acute food poisoning causes acute inflammation of the intestine. Things like L-glutamine have been found to be very effective at increasing the rate of healing of the intestinal lining, as well as you may want to temporarily use some digestive enzymes, because when the intestinal lining gets inflamed, you actually impair enzyme production, and that can impair the normal colonization of your gut with healthy bacteria. So short-term courses of enzymes is often very helpful at managing food poisoning symptoms. And then of course, herbally, you can always use ginger and peppermint, either as a tincture, a pill, or a tea. These are very great anti-nausea agents, and peppermint is really good at calming down the nervous system in the intestinal tract. So very helpful herbs that you can use if you do suffer from food poisoning. So if you do suffer, I hope this video has helped. If you know somebody who's suffering from food poisoning right now, please share it with them. Check out more of our natural health videos, subscribe, and if you have any questions or comments, post them below. And always remember, knowledge is health.